Rolling and the sound is speeding. Hi, welcome to another episode of This Week with Drew. This is This Week with Drew for Thursday, fucking February 18th, 2029. And on today's episode, we got what comes, big snowfall, what coming down, and the intro. It's a freestyle, cause you know I gotta go with my flow up the top of my fucking dome. And I don't know if I'm in time, but my rhymes are tight and my butt is tighter. Hello, hi, welcome to another episode of This Week with Drew for Thursday, February 18th, 2021. Big fucking snowfall, what coming down here, ripping around all across North America, actually. And I was driving with Courtney, my girlfriend, to go pick up some groceries. We ventured out in our weekly car ride now, which, in Toronto, you don't really drive that much anyways, but especially in a pandemic and during a snow, and it's, you're really not driving. Where are you going to go? You're not driving anywhere because there's nowhere to go because it's a pandemic. So we fucking just had the car posted up and we just drive to get groceries up the block because you can get more groceries. Probably don't even need to drive to get groceries, but you can get more groceries and it's better. So we fucking drove and it was like right fresh when the big snowfall just hit. So there was like a good foot of snow or whatever. And I'm like, whatever, driving in. And Courtney's like, whoa, like we're like sliding around or whatever. And like she's like, because I'm driving, obviously, because I'm a dude, and and I was just like fine with it or whatever, and there's cars slipping or whatever, and then I stepped on the brakes and then started to slide, but I knew we were gonna slide, so I gave myself like a little extra room because we were ripping, and she's like, oh, and I'm like, buddy, I fucking learned how to drive like high as fuck in frozen tundra. It's like dodgeball, man. I've been talking about this with my fucking Humber Alliance, but if you can dodge a wrench, buddy, you can dodge a ball. And if you can drive high as fuck in a minivan in minus 40 degree weather in northern Alberta, then you can fucking drive in Toronto, buddy, doing 20K up Bathurst. It's like we got so good. We used to e-brake, man. E-braking was such a fucking fun activity, bro. Like e-braking. It got to the point where like, yo, Mink knows about this, where we would just like e-brake out of every corner. It's like, why are we like, there's no reason to be e-braking so much, but and it wasn't even fun anymore. And so if you don't know, e-braking is when you're driving and then you pull your e-brake and then you twist your wheel a little bit at the same time. You kind of just like, and then you can drift your back part of your car out and then just poo. And when it's the winter and it's snow and it's ice, you could just kind of woo. And like, you're fucking e-braking, right? So Mac had a Tempo and I had a van and Mink had a Supra. And we just e-braked out of alleys into things. That's how the van eventually died, man. Rest in peace. I was coming around this Ada Boulevard, coming west on Ada Boulevard, right at the end where it turns into 48th Street, and then right at the end where it curves. And then I thought I'd come whipping around the curve, but you don't e-brake around the outside curve, you e-brake around the inside curb. See, this was my fatal flaw because it's an outside curb, so we're coming around like this way, but there's a straight curb like this, like straight. So I'm like approaching this turn, and then the road like slowly, and it turns like 45 degrees like north. And then I e-brake and then just instantly slide into the curb with the front two tires. So the front driver's side tire was, for people who are listening, I'm going to show it on but it's like, it was like twisted inwards. So it was like one tire was straight and then one tire was at like a 45 degree angle, like fucking inwards. So I had to drive home, like steering the wheel like straight and sideways at the same time to get like 50-50 straight. Like one wheel would be straight and then I go back and one wheel would be straight and then try to just get the fucking van home. And then I remember just telling Kevin, he was just not stoked. I was like, buddy, I just nailed the last nail into the coffin of the van, man. And he was not stoked. So then the fucking van was done, man. And whatever, it had to be done, but whatever, the van was done. I killed the van. And because of e-braking. And I think I just told my dad I slipped. I probably just told him I slipped, but I was e-braking, Kev. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you. we were e-braking. So yeah, Courtney was freaking out a little bit about the road conditions, and I was like, buddy, I know I could drive this sideways. Like we used to go sideways over speed bumps behind the Sobeys on 137th and Vic Trail. There was a big, like, wide alley behind it with like 3 big wide snow bumps, and they would never clear the snow, or big wide speed bumps to prevent people from whipping around out there. But in the snow, they turned into these humps, so we would e-brake. And so you're like, what, coming around here? And then you're like, woo! And then you fucking e-brake sideways over the thing, and you're like, whoa! It's like, woo! So winter driving, I'm not scared of winter driving. I learned how to drive high as fuck in the middle of winter. It's like playing basketball, wooden clogs, man. I don't know what cartoon that's from. So it was Valentine's Day. Did you have a nice Valentine's Day? How was your... Let's do a little bit of this. Let's do a little bit of how was my week? Okay, so for hardcore listeners, I did not drop the Monday podcast because I was like super busy with schoolwork, man. Honestly, like this week was probably the busiest week. I'm gonna have this half of the semester, and then next half of the semester, I'll probably have one more like crazy busy week like that. But we had to like, I punched out like a crazy fucking 1,500 word essay, and then another 1,000 word essay, and then I had to produce and act in a bunch of commercials. And then they have to be, it's second semester production, so they got to be up to snuff, which I have no problem with. Like, all he's asking us to do is add EQ and compression and master bus compression. So it's like, okay, like it's not that bad. But what I'm worried about now is just like, hey, is mixing. I know enough about audio to know that it's like, now it's just kind of come down to personal preferences. Like, I think that mix sounds okay, bro. And it's just like, he hit me with my levels were too low. And then I'm like, okay, so I hit him with a new mix where I personally thought that the levels were too high. And he's just like, you got to watch your levels, your music bed levels on the vocals. And I'm like, I fucking know that. I was watching that. And that's why I sent you the one where my bed was like hovering around minus 18. Because when I pulled it up to minus 12, it sounded too loud to me. But you want the vocals at minus 6 and the music bed at minus 12. That's what I'll fucking give you. And then now it sounds too loud. So what? So I split the difference to minus 15, I guess, because I was at riding minus 18, and it sounded good. It sounded good in the mix, and then in the master bus compression, it sounded great, man. And then the mix down sounded okay too in the MP3. So whatever. But I'm cool with production class, man. I like this guy. I like my production professor. He's a fucking grumpy sound guy, and I like grumpy sound guys. I know they're ticklish. I know they're stern on the outside, but you can tickle them a little bit and they'll give you a giggle. Stern guys like that, man. Sometimes you can give them a little fucking tickle. So sorry I didn't do a podcast on Monday. And then also because it was like family day and shit, and it was just like, the day after Valentine's Day. What did you do for Valentine's Day? I believe the Valentine's Day is a obvious fucking, corporate imagined holiday that is wildly heteronormative and uses the flag of religion, Saint Valentine, to like, they're checking all the boxes, man. And then it was just a post Christmas sales slump, man. February, who's buying shit in February, man? March, April, spring's coming up. Now we got summer and Christmas. So they just needed that little fucking Q1 boost, right? January, February, March. When's Q1 start? They need that Q4 boost, right? Because I think Q1 starts in March, if I don't remember business school correctly. I don't fucking know. I know those guys' calendars start on the same day as everybody else's. So whatever. Valentine's Day, corporate, heteronormative, vaguely religious too for some reason. Fuck Valentine's Day, but I love my girlfriend, so I'm always down. That's why I try to make every day Valentine's Day. Fellas, you got to make, it's time, if you got to make every day Valentine's Day for your woman, right? I'm talking fucking, but whatever. So we went and got some steaks, and then I was waiting in line to get the steaks because you got to wait in line now like it's fucking Soviet Russia. And then I realized I forgot my wallet, like totally by accident. Like I was like stressing about giving Terry the Kong, and I'm like masking up and bags. It's like a lot of shit. So I just forgot my wallet because you don't really bring it with you anymore. Like where you go with your wallet? So then I forgot my wallet, and now we're standing in line, and I'm like, oh, because Courtney, we're going to split up, and she's going to go get some other stuff some snacks for later, and I was like, okay, I'll wait in the meat line. And then I was just like, oh, I forgot my wallet. Can I have your debit card? She's like, you really fucking don't believe in Valentine's Day, hey? Whoops. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I just literally, so then I e-transferred her. Like, that was my big Valentine's e-transfer. What a dumb motherfucker. Oh my God. So, but whatever, we pulled the couch out. We got a pull-out couch. So we pulled the couch out and put a bunch of pillows and blankets and watched movies and had a big bowl of snacks. And that's what you do when you're having Valentine's Day. It was nice. And even though we have a TV in our bed, it's like, oh, this is like a different location to lay down and watch TV on now. It's slightly different. So yeah, that was how was my week. Just chipping away at school. Let's thank you to our sponsors. Okay, let's right now is a good time to say thank you to fucking, I don't know, I'll come up with a riff for a Patreon riff, but let's say thank you to everybody who pays for the show. Anthony, Patrick, Nick, Mac, Tara, Blair, Bryce, Bubba, Marnus, Mike D, Joel, and in the motherfucking Hall of Fame, Colette and Andre. Also shout out to Mink and Mac and all my motherfucking homies in the hood, and PG and Com, and Com's new live stream, man. I don't know if you still listen to this podcast, Com, but I'm down for your live stream too, bro. So if you guys want more content, Beverly related hood content, go check out fucking Com's collection on YouTube. And also, should I do the, I'm not ready for this. Fuck, I probably should have been ready to do the giveaway because we got a lot of entries. We got like 35, 40 entries. Hey, good for you guys. So whatever, I guess I'll do that on Monday because I dropped it on, when did I drop that? Last week? Okay, I'll run it for one more week. I'll run it for one more Monday and then I'll do it on Monday. So KingTutsCannabis.com, that's who promoted the giveaway. Shout out to our sponsor, KingTutsCannabis.com. You can use the promo code DREW to get 10% off your order. If it's your first time ordering with KingTutsCannabis.com, they will give you an additional 15%. So combine my code DREW. If it's your first time, you know, we give you a little bit because we're still drug dealers, right? We want to hook you up. It's your first time, bro. Here's a number and a tester, okay? Fuck you. All right. KingTutsCannabis.com. Smack like an Egyptian. And what else do we got? We got the ads, and then we got, I don't know what else. The liquor. I'm trying to stay off the liquor. That's been going okay. Yeah, I think 12 minutes. That's good. My shoulder's okay. Fuck. I'm trying to think about all the other shit that I was talking about. I'm off Breath of the Wild. I beat that game. Stop playing that. Back on fucking, I need a new Switch game, actually. Send me a Switch games if you guys play the Switch. Yeah. Cause it's just like, I was playing it the other day and it's just like, well, what do you do when you beat a game? You know, like you just run around like killing the same monsters you know how to kill, like super easy. Like, it's just like, it was kind of like boring. So I need new Switch games. Cause I beat that shit, Breath of the Wild. Okay. And last thing, is I want, oh, there was a new study that came out from the CMAC or some Canadian Economic Macroeconomic Council or some shit like that, where they were talking about a fucking UBI and they started calling it trickle up economics. I'm gonna fucking trickle up economics, bro. I got a PhD pissing high distances, man. What the fuck does trickle up economics mean? It's so fucking stupid, bro. I'm so happy that I got out of that school when I did, because they fucking brainwash your ass into thinking that like these rational actors, you know, motivated by self-interest will be able to regulate themselves. But it's, the thing is that these are not rational actors. The whole fundamentals of like modern economic theory is that that people are motivated by self-interest and people are rational in their motivations and they respond to incentives. But the thing is that operates under like a realistic expectation of profit. But the thing that they really teach is profit maximization, which is like by definition like unsustainable, because how can every single business like keep making money every year? Like it's impossible for a business to continue to grow year after year after year after year after year like that, unless you start to see fucking, you have to start chipping away. And one of the only places that you can chip away at that, at your overhead to continue to show increased profits is through labor. That's why in America, the minimum wage is still $7.25 nationally. Like that's fucking crazy. In Canada, I think it's like $14 or something, which is still not kept up with inflation. If the real living wage in Toronto is $22.08 an hour, that's the real minimum living wage. So that we're talking like, for absolute entry-level positions, the minimum living wage to live in the city is $22.08 a fucking hour. So CMAC or whatever the fuck that plate thing is just came out with like there was a study and they started calling a UBI trickle up economics to try to trick these guys into just being like, yeah, like it just like you got to use their words against them. It's just like, because this is the thing is that, it goes back to the rational actors. So you look at the top and you're like, well, rationally, you would say a man who's made $1 billion rationally, why would he work? That's not very rational to go to work every single day when you don't have to, right? But then also conversely, on the other side of that, a rational actor would, when you talk about, well, if we're going to pay people to do nothing, then why would they go to work, right? That's again, a rational actor. But in when it actually gets played out, the opposite happens. Whereas that it becomes the rational guy at the top continues to rationalize the amount of money that they're making. And the guy at the bottom is like, they feel like they want to contribute to society. You know what I mean? I feel like there's people that, giving people the minimum amount of money, like telling people that they have to participate in the market economy or else they will starve to death and have nowhere to live. Like, unless you participate, you die. Like, that's not a free market economy. That's like that's like a dystopian nightmare, bro. It's like either you participate in this like gauntlet, this fucking war world, or you die, man. And I just feel bad for people. So it's just, yeah, I think it's about, and a lot of retractors would be like, oh, well, where the fuck, I'm going to stop talking about economics soon. But it's like, they're like, well, they view it as just like the same way that they do like labor wages, where it's just like, we're just paying somebody, but it's like, it's not really like that. It's offset through taxes, and it's a basic living amount of money that goes back into the economy. It's not like you pay somebody $1,800 a month, they're going to just do fuck all. It's like, okay, well, all that money is gone. And then what? Does that person feel okay with having $50 left over at the end of the month? Like, they're cool. And then having fuck all to do all fucking day long. And then what? And then no money to do it with. That's like, it doesn't make sense. People want to work, and when you give them the baseline amount of money to live, then they would still continue to work, because people want to make more than you want. Like, if you're drowning, you'd want more than just your nose sticking out of the water. Like, you're gonna work a little bit harder to maybe pull your whole fucking head out. So if we just lift people up by the nose and let them breathe, then I feel like we might start getting somewhere. Okay. That's a good analogy though, so whatever. Fuck y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Patreon is now in Canadian dollars, so if you've been thinking about it, it's only $5 a month, man. If you listen to the show, it's only $5. Mink, you don't gotta do it because you're my best friend, so obviously don't do that. But anybody else who isn't Mink, sign up for the fucking Patreon. Okay. All right. I'll put the music up probably before this, actually. Great. Good talk. Very nice.